Welcome to the Hidden Why Podcast, episode 1050. This is my interview with Rebecca Babcock, and we're discussing lifestyle satisfaction. Enjoy. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome to the Hidden Why Podcast. Great to have you here this morning, or today, I should say.
Morning for you. I'm so
Morning
happy
for
to
me.
be here. Thank you so much for having me.
And how is your afternoon or evening?
It's wonderful. I just had a nice run outside with my dog, so I'm tucked in and excited to have a conversation with you.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to it. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself. What's your background and what are you currently doing?
So I am a 21-year corporate veteran, if you will. So I'm from New York, or I'm really from Connecticut, but I've been in New York, climbing that corporate ladder for the last 21 years. And about a year ago, I decided that I really felt like I had it all on paper. The career, the apartment, the New York City lifestyle. But truthfully, I felt kind of meh. I felt fairly uninspired and sort of like, what's it all for? And I truthfully went out looking for somebody who could help me better align the things I'm passionate about and I feel give me a purpose when I get up in the morning with a way to make money. And I had a really hard time. I found a lot of career coaches, air quote, who would help me with my LinkedIn profile or my resume, and a lot of life coaches that were going to help me discover the meaning of life. But it felt like there was nobody in between who was helping me to find a way to have meaning and purpose in my career, but also make money, right? Because I actually, there's a lot of info right up front, but then we can talk more about it. So I have a chronic autoimmune disease. I've had it since I was 16.
Yeah.
And when I was 38, I had my entire colon removed in an emergency surgery. And I actually went on to have 5 surgeries over 2.5 years to totally rebuild my digestive tract without a colon.
Yeah.
So my life mantra, my hashtag, if you will, is no colon, still rolling. And obviously that means more than just not having a colon. That means that's sort of my approach towards life. It's sort of like, let's figure it out. Let's make the best of it. Let's keep moving forward. And truthfully, after all those surgeries and stuff, I was like, okay, I would work so hard between each surgery to get better enough to go back to work. And I'd go back to work. And then finally, when there were no more surgeries, I was like, I don't know if I feel very inspired by, I've survived, but am I really thriving in my life? And that's when I started the journey of looking for somebody to help me do that, or it started looking introspectively at myself. It took me a couple more jobs to actually, pull the trigger and start my own thing. But yeah, that's a little bit about.
Good background. Adversity throughout that as well. And I guess a point in life where a lot of people get to with this lack of meaning, I suppose, a lack of purpose in what they're doing, just a lack of understanding and direction, which I think we all jump onto this career bandwagon, going along this roller coaster ride of jobs, etc., but never really connecting the lines with who we are within, yeah?
Yeah, and I think that what I discover with my clients mostly is that this isn't necessarily the person. I would love for this to be someone as soon as they get out of university and they're having this introspective journey. But generally what I think is true, and Lee, tell me if you've experienced this as well, which is sort of, at least in the States, you grow up, you get into college, that's your goal. Then you get through college, your goal is to get a job, like a job.
Yeah.
And you get that first job and it's so hard to get that first job, and then you get it. And you just kind of go with it. And the next thing you wake up and you're likely in your mid 30s, early 40s, and you've got a mortgage and you've got kids, and you're not really sure if you chose your career or if your career chose you. Because at this point, you just got the promotion, you took the next job, you maybe thought around 26, 27, do I enjoy this? Maybe I want to do something different. But you're like, what am I going to do? I'm going to start all over. I don't know what I would do instead. So you kind of stay on the same path. And then you wake up and you say, who am I to go on this introspective journey and discover what I'm really passionate about? I've got too many responsibilities now. And, sadly, a lot of people just keep trudging along. And, we all talk about having work-life balance. And it's like, at some point you start losing even what you're balancing your work with, because, it's just, you're trudging along in life. Like, what are your passions outside of work? Who knows? I work so much. Maybe if I worked less, I would know what they are. And I just didn't want to live that way anymore. But I also I didn't feel like, because I got divorced when I was young. I was 31 years old. So I have to be financially independent, obviously. And I have a chronic autoimmune disease. So I have to make enough money to cover medical expenses.
Yeah.
So, that was where the life coaching didn't really work for me. It was like, follow your bliss. And I was like, cool, I also have to pay to live. I can't just run around telling people I don't have a colon, and to live their best life, I need to actually make some money. So
yeah, and I think part of the journey in life is to go on that journey, and you explained it fairly well. I think for a lot of people can connect to that, where we get the job and our career chooses us, and it's hard to jump off that because we have certain lifestyle expectations that we've set up for ourselves, bills to pay, things like that. But there is this big push in this world today to follow passions and have purpose and live your dreams and earn lots of money. But sometimes easier said than done, right?
Absolutely. And there's a piece of advice that I give everybody. So here's some free coaching for everybody. Don't quit your job. Don't be part of this great resignation, if you will, because it's one thing to know what you're running from. And we all discovered this during COVID, and you don't like your commute. And actually, when you don't have any of the perks of being in the office with other people, you realize your actual job is boring and you don't get free lunch and everything is just monotonous. But here's the thing. Don't quit your job right now, because it's one thing to know what you're running from, but you need to be just as clear about what you're running towards. Yeah. Or you're going to quit your job. You're going to take 6 months off because you're so burned out. And then you're going to go right back and finding the same kind of job. Because generally our exhaustion, our burnout, our disappointment with our work has a lot to do with us too. If we don't know, the old saying, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So quit your job if you're ready to do the work to figure out what you should be doing instead. But if you're just defining quitting because what you don't enjoy or what you don't like, more than likely you should just stay working, get the health insurance and the benefits, and get your bonus check and work more on what the plan is for what you want next.
Yeah. Okay. So don't just pack it all up and hope for the best. You actually have to have some sort of a plan and an idea of what you want. Otherwise, you'll just be on a sort of lost path.
Yeah. And it'll be a wonderful 6 months, and you'll blow through your savings and you'll do all the things on your bucket list. And then you're going to have to go back to work with no better idea of, how to find more joy this time than you did last time.
Yeah. So you said sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, when you got to that point in your life, did you have external help like a coach or someone to guide you on that, or you just couldn't find anyone in that space to do that?
I really couldn't find someone who was specializing in this way.
Okay.
So the Babcock Method, which is my company, it's the trademark system that I use. I used it on myself first, right? And I tested all this out, and I did it the hard way, and I took 2 more jobs and bumbled along. And then when I realized how impactful it was, and that it wasn't just something where I could help myself, but something I could help other people, that's when I discovered that this is what I wanted to do professionally. Because most people assumed I would become a coach around chronic health or chronic pain or, these sorts of silent diseases or all that kind of stuff. And my feeling with that is that was my own sort of willpower and personal drive that got me up and out of bed after each one of those surgeries and kept me going and keeps me going now. I don't really have much to coach on that, but I discovered a series of foundational principles in what I was doing that are something I can share and teach with others.
Okay. Can we can you share, or do you mind sharing with us the Babcock Method? Yeah.
So now we don't have a visual in front of us, so I'll do my best to be an auditory teacher and learner right now. So I want you to picture a pyramid that has 4 different sections of it, okay? Yeah. And the bottom of that pyramid is awareness. Gotcha. And then one step up on the pyramid from awareness is action. Yeah. Then the third up on the pyramid is confidence. And the tippity top of the pyramid, the top of the triangle, is choice. So on a base level, most coaches, and certainly all people, were doing it all wrong. because we're so busy on the second rung of this pyramid. We're so busy in action. We're doing and doing and doing, and we're humans doing, right? And I can't go on an introspective journey. I got 10 things I have so much to do. I have so many responsibilities. I can't do this stuff. I've got kids. I got a job. I got this. I got that. And if you're not careful, your to-do list becomes your 5-year plan, which becomes your 10-year plan, which becomes your life. Because we're just so busy doing.
Yeah.
So the big work here, what changes? So if you go hire a coach right now, they're going to tell you, do this to your resume, change this thing, interview in this way, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
What's required, baseline of happiness, success, fulfillment, is becoming aware. What is it that you enjoy? What are your passions? What are your values? What are your strengths and capabilities? What industry will you do well in? What skills do you have? What experience can transfer? Why? What's your why for working? It's sort of like, I look at it like this, Lee. You weren't paying attention to your left foot until I just mentioned it. And if all of us are running around only using our right foot, busy, busy, busy in action, we're missing out on all these opportunities that require being aware of your left foot.
Yeah.
So the idea is, I start with this baseline of awareness. We need to get into this. And this isn't just career, this is life. This is what motivates you, what works for you, what does it, what's draining your energy, what should you be doing more of, what should you be doing less of? And from there, you take action. And that's aware, empowered action, right? You're taking action on what actually works for you and what's serving you and what isn't.
Yeah. Okay. So first step is to build our awareness. Yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, you talk to a lot of the people in success field that talk about, preparation and planning, how important that is in our careers, for example. But we spend little time doing that and more time just in action. But if we actually spend more time in the planning and preparation stage, the action part would be a lot more purposeful. So same in life, you're sort of suggesting that awareness is the bigger piece first that we should spend a lot of our time in before action.
I can't tell you how many people, including myself, have just sort of picked up what we think our life is supposed to be and what we think our values are supposed to be. You're supposed to be married by this age, have kids by this age, have this job by this age, buy this house at this age. That many of us aren't aware if that's even our goal or our passion. We're just sort of, we pick up the stories. And for many people, that is their goal. But, be aware of what you really care about. So to your point, that when you take action, it's really far more effective. So the third rung up on that is confidence. So using what I call a mastery mindset, which is the idea of you don't win or lose, you win or learn. That allows for a tremendous amount of confidence to be built. If you're aware of what you really want, you take action towards it. Let's just say we're talking about interviewing. When you interview, if you get the job, great. If you don't, you go right back to the bottom of that pyramid. You say, what am I now aware of that I wasn't before? What did I learn from this experience? What's the feedback that I got? So that the next time I take action, I can build more confidence, so that you end up winning more often than learning, because you're going through this process, which ultimately brings you to the top of the pyramid, which is being in choice of your life. Yeah. Co-creating your own life experience, regardless of how, as I like to say, how lifey life gets. I mean, this is coming from somebody who, has had an illness their whole life, got divorced at 31. That wasn't the plan, but still has managed to maintain the awareness, the action, the confidence, because I'm going to be able to, I know who I really am. I know what my strengths and capabilities are. So I know how to continue to choose what's right for me in any situation.
Yeah. So it's really a system too of taking responsibility for your life.
Right. And it's not, the thing is it would be fantastic if everyone could just do that on their own. But the challenge is, again, if you aren't paying attention to your left foot, we're all trying the best we can. We're all doing the most we can. But if you use that filter of don't quit your job through the same pyramid idea, stop, because quitting is just taking action. Stop, become aware of what you really want, so that when you quit, you can take action towards what you do want and really make sure the next job is something you enjoy, which will build confidence and allow you to feel like you're in choice of your life.
Well, it's that attention bias, isn't it? Like if you don't know where you're heading, then you're just going to head in the direction you've always known. So going back to a level of awareness where you can explore things in a little bit more comfort, I suppose, without this sense of being pushed, then hopefully that'll open up opportunities that may change that attention biases too.
Exactly. You got it. Lee, you want to come work into sales for me?
Yeah. What this level of awareness, I mean, at a macro level, because I think you can apply this, like you said, in that interview situation where you can run through this sort of process and have the learning and, develop the ultimate base of awareness further as you go. But as a macro sort of level, how do you help people build this level of awareness in their life? Any strategies or tools that you use?
Yeah, there's a lot of strategies, and there's a big tool that I use. So I'll just to give an idea, also another great area to do this in is dating. Mm-hmm. Figure out who you want to be dating, so that when you take action and choose to go on a date, you can show up. If it goes well, you win. If it doesn't go well, you go back to awareness. So this same filter can be used in interacting with your kids. It can be used with a tough boss. It can be used in every aspect of your life.
Gotcha.
So how do we build awareness? Well, so my undergrad degree is in human and organizational development with a focus on leadership and entrepreneurship. So I've taken every assessment possible. Myers-Briggs, Tony Robbins DISC assessment, all of the things. Yeah. And so I kind of think assessments are not terribly personalized. I found an assessment that I couldn't believe in more. And there's a tremendous amount of paper, like studies and reliability and validity stuff on this to prove this, which is this particular assessment is called the Energy Leadership Index Assessment. And what it does is it really allows me and my clients, it takes them 15 minutes to take the assessment. It takes me a couple of days. It's sort of like blood work. Like you just give the blood and then it's the doctor's responsibility to sort of read out the results. So then my first session with my clients is an hour and a half debrief of that assessment. And it really concretely helps to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, what's working for you, what's draining you. And it gives you an actual overall measurement of your life satisfaction as it relates to career, finances, relationships, and, overall achievement and fulfillment in your life. And that works as sort of the base level of my coaching with each one of my clients. So it's totally customized. It's very bespoke for them. And then that kicks off our coaching. And I'll just say our last session, we do that assessment again. And if that overall life satisfaction score hasn't increased, I actually keep working with my clients for free until it does. So it's really a guaranteed way to generate awareness that allows you to not just be more aware, which is all cute and fun, but to take the action based on the awareness.
Yeah. How do you measure that? What did you say? The life?
Sorry. Right. So the life satisfaction. So it's
life satisfaction scale. Yeah.
And I leave it up to them to understand and be able to speak to. If anyone's interested, I can send all the paperwork of the the validity and reliability of the test. But basically, through this assessment, it gives you this score. Okay. And it's been proven that the score measures out to show how much life satisfaction you have as it relates to career, finances, relationships, and achievement.
Gotcha. Is that just a normal test or survey people can do online, is it?
I'm pretty sure they would need to do it through, it doesn't have to be through me, but it would need to be through a certified coach certified through the company that I was certified, or the school I was certified through.
Okay, that's interesting. So
so that just starts out the awareness, right? And then we dig into it and we look at the inner blocks and we look at what's holding you back and all of that stuff as well.
So you find people that go through this process of awareness and then taking action from that do increase their life satisfaction score over a period of time?
100% of my clients have increased their score 100% of the time. Only reason why I'm comfortable giving a guarantee. Otherwise, I'd be broke.
What it is? I mean, I guess it's case by case and everyone's different. But is there a time frame that people can typically go through this, or is it very contextual?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the whole thing here is that this is not like more traditional coaching where I generally find nowadays, especially with Zoom, that it's a lot of like, we meet at noon on Wednesdays and the group talks about things. And then you get 15 minutes with your coach to check in. So this is totally customized, and because it has to be, right? If this is all based on the concept of awareness, you can't really do that as well in a group setting. No. So generally, so the goal here in the foundational program, because there's an additional like leadership excellent life mastery program, but in this foundational program, the key is to get that awareness going. And the other key, Lee, is to not have them now need me in order to be aware of their left foot, but to give my clients the tools and the skills and the knowledge and the insight to be able to do this for themselves in a sustainable and actionable way. So generally, this is intentionally, it's meant to be like a boot camp so that I can get you going. So if you do want to quit your job, you don't need to wait a year of working with me to get there. So generally, it's about a 3-month process, 90 days, or about 12 sessions, but it also just depends on the person, right? So it depends on if they want to do 2 sessions a week or 1 session every other week, or, and if we get towards the end and they feel like, nope, it's just, we need a little bit more, we just keep working together. Or I had 2 clients in the last week who got to session 10 and they were like, girl, I'm ready to just be in action. I don't need to do any more awareness for right now. I'm good. And wanted to end earlier. So
it's cool. Okay. So what is your, like when you're dealing with people first coming into this, what are some of the major hurdles you've come across or you come across?
One major hurdle. Money. Okay. Sometimes with my working moms, there's a lot of anxiety about investing in themselves.
Yeah. Sure.
But I've yet to talk to anyone who says, oh, actually, that's not true. I did have somebody recently who I said, my guarantee is that your overall life satisfaction will increase. And she said, oh, so you can't guarantee I'll get a job? And I said, no, I don't think anyone can guarantee you're going to get a job, but I can guarantee whether you get the job or you don't get the job, that your life is going to be better and you're going to have more joy in your life. And she said to me, yeah, I'm good. No, I don't want to work with you. I just want to get a job.
Yeah.
Which, most everybody I talked to, by the way, that woman, I hope this is very cynical of me to say, but wouldn't be unlikely that she then comes back after she gets that job and realizes, nope, it wasn't the job. Yeah. Still feel lost and unfulfilled. No, but the biggest barrier is money. So the way I do this is I have a lot of talks with anyone before they choose to work with me, because I need to see if I can even help them, and then if I can, I tell them about the program. And I've yet to have anybody say to me, it doesn't sound like what I need. But then when we talk about investing in ourselves, people become hesitant. And it's sad, because we will spend money on a therapist. If we hate our job, we'll spend money on vacations to get away from our life. We will spend money on massages. We will spend money on drinks and cocktails and dinners with friends. Where really, if you do a front end investment about that awareness, you may still absolutely. I love to travel. I just got back from a week in Europe, but I find that I don't have to invest so much in trying to escape my life.
Yeah.
And then I get people who know they needed the help and they're just ready to go.
Okay. Yeah. And I think like anything in life, you'll find that fit as well. And you've got to find that fit with, like a coach. If you find a coach that you really gel with, you're more likely to work with them. But that investing piece, I certainly found that when I started to get in this field, putting money behind me. But it didn't make sense because, I'd spend money on beer, spend money on going out, spend money on all these other things.
I don't have money. That's why I want to work with Rebecca.
And so it's really just an excuse, isn't it? But look, that aside, that's interesting hurdle and a very interesting system. I know you do have a website, Rebecca, which is RebeccaBabcockCoaching.com. And you also have a link for us to offer people listening out there a 90-minute free coaching, I believe, a free coaching session. So I'll stick that link in the show notes for this episode too. Rebecca, any final words from you?
No, I just want to thank you so much. And yet just to reiterate, because you already said it, that I'd love to help anyone who sounds like they might be interested. There's obviously a process here. So the link is just we can spend 10, 15 minutes chatting. And if I think I can help and it sounds like what you need, then great. I'm going to offer you an hour and a half of just you and me chatting about what's going on. So I would love the opportunity to just help as many people as I can.
Over in New York, huh?
Yep. Obviously, I do it virtually. So I've got clients all over the country. I do have a client in Sydney as well.
Oh, there you go.
And a few over in Europe.
Yeah. And what's your plans for the rest of the evening over there in New York?
I am going after this to have coffee with a friend of mine from middle school who I haven't seen in 35 years. 30 years.
Wow.
How about that? An unusual set of plans. How about you, Lee? What are you going to do?
That's nice.
Your day's just starting.
I've got a full day of things going on today, so looking forward to it. Next is a little bit of yoga.
Oh, nice. Yes. Always important.
So, Rebecca, you have a nice day. Guys listening out there, make sure you check her out online. And thanks for joining us here at the Hidden Why podcast. Until next time, peace, passion, and purpose. See you soon. Thanks, guys, for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed what you heard. I hope you love what you're hearing. If you like this episode, guys, or any of the episodes that you're listening to here at The Hidden Why, please do me a favor by sharing it. You can share it with your families. You can share it with your loved ones. You can do that by using your favorite social media channels, using the icons on the platform that you're listening to The Hidden Why podcast. Also, guys, if you're a fan of the show, please connect with me. Connect with me at thehiddenwhy.com. I love to hear from you. I love to converse with the people that listen to this show to find out what they enjoy, what they don't enjoy, and perhaps if they have any questions or feedback for the show as well. You can stay up to date with all that I'm releasing here, guys. I do a solo show every Monday, a 3-minute thought every Thursday. I do 2 interviews a week on a Wednesday and a Saturday, and a book review every Friday. You can stay up to date with all that by subscribing to my newsletter at thehiddenwhy.com. Just enter your email address there, and also subscribing to the podcast on the platform that you choose to listen to your podcasts. You can also support the show, guys, by using the Amazon links at thehiddenwhy.com. So if you like books, you can get all the books that I review there, and anything else really that you like to purchase through Amazon. So use that link, it helps support the show. And we've also got a deal with Audible, guys. Audible is a fantastic way to listen to all your favorite books. We've got a deal with them so you can get 2 free books when you subscribe subscribe to a 30-day free trial. So check that out again at thehiddenwhy.com. Guys, that's it from me. You know what to do. Go out there, breathe more passion into every single moment. Do everything with greater purpose, and in doing so you will discover your hidden why. This is The Hidden Why. My name is Lee Martinuzzi. Until next time, peace, passion, and purpose. See you soon.